Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are somebody that's either in high school, college, or just aspiring to be a social worker, or you're already in the field and you're interested in wanting to know more about travel social work and what are some of the requirements, then this is the video for you. So some of the most important things I really want to discuss today is mainly just pay, housing, usually the contract, and then like what are the requirements. So of course we're going to talk about the contract. Okay, most contracts are about like 13 weeks on average. Most of them about 13 weeks, which is usually about like, let's see, like 4, 8, 12, that's like 3 months, a little bit over 3 months. So that's a decent amount of time to travel to a different type of area that you're not used to and work in a different field, or work in the same field, just a different location. So I have some notes here, you guys, if you see me looking down, to just keep me on track. So okay, next is the requirements. So you have to have your MSW. Most agencies do hire, maybe there might be a couple positions where they might have an opening for a BSW, but mostly it's MSW, and you have to be licensed. Okay, now as far as different states have different requirements, so you might have your LSW. However, different states have different requirements, like I said. So like in Georgia, you have to have different more requirements besides just your license. And then like in California, you have to take a law and ethics exam. So whenever you're looking at the different agencies, just keep in mind that, you know, each state has different requirements besides just your licensure. And another thing I wanted to say is that you can do travel social work in your state. So okay, like I live in Indiana, I can do travel social work when I get my MSW and I'm licensed. I can do that in Indiana. So then you don't have to worry about, you know, different requirements and all that. You can just work right in your state, just throughout the state. So next is agencies. So you want to do a lot of research, because different agencies have different requirements, and you want to make sure that the agency that you like is something that fits, you know, your criteria and what you are willing to work with. Most agencies will hire you, of course, obviously. However, some will just automatically hire you once you apply, while others may want you to do an interview. Also, I meant to say that if for agencies, if you're curious like what type of travel social work agencies are out there, you can easily just go on Google and type travel social work agencies, and you'll find a lot. I've done some research myself, and I've been looking at some agencies. So if that's something that you want me to make a video on, go ahead and like this video and drop a comment in the comment section down below, just saying, hey, I want to see a video about different agencies for travel social workers. Okay, so I can help you guys on that realm. So let's talk about the most important thing that everybody, you guys, wants to talk about, and that is pay. Okay, because who's about to travel and not get decent pay? Like, the whole purpose of doing traveling is to make more money and to see and experience more things. So every contract is different. Okay, so based upon your pay, you know, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, I have my MSW, my license, so I'm gonna get a good pay. It just varies depending on numerous things, such as your state, the contract agreement, the population that you're working with, meaning if that's at a hospital, if it's at a working with kids or geriatrics or hospice, or it just varies, right? Or if you're doing therapy or something. And of course the agency, it's really, you know, each agency is different. Some agencies might have a sign-on bonus, like, hey, if you sign up, you know, to work here at this travel agency, you get a $2,000 sign-on bonus. So just keep that in mind, because, you know, you want to make sure that these agencies are being ethical and remaining competent. And I'm not saying that to down bash any agency, but, you know, sometimes with other, you know, companies, they just want to pull you in to get you to work, but there's requirements. In order for you to get that $2,000 sign-on bonus, you have to work for the company for a year or something before you get that. So make sure you read everything. Okay, and you also get paid weekly, so I feel like that's a plus. A lot of social workers that I know that work for like case management positions, a lot of them tell me that they only get paid like once a month, which is weird because I'm not used to that. I get paid every 2 weeks. So I don't know how it works at the master's level with being a social worker, but I know at the bachelor's, like, they say you get paid once a month. Some places pay you twice a month, you know, every 2 weeks. But getting paid weekly is nice because you're having money, cha-ching, every single week, you guys. So to get down to like the nitty-gritty basics, so when you're with an agency, you're gonna have your hourly rates, and then you're going to have 2 stipends. You're gonna have a food stipend and you're gonna have a housing stipend. Now the food stipend you'll always get because that's just part of the agreement with the contract. However, if you have 2 options, you can either find housing yourself, or you can have the agency find housing for you. Okay, so let's get into the stipend and stuff, and the hourly rate, and then we'll go into about the housing. So as far as the hourly rate, you guys, I've looked around, and I mean, of course, like I said, depending on the state and stuff, there are a lot of jobs out there that have a lot of good money, but you have to be mindful with the hourly rate because it may not be the highest, or it could be high, it just depends on the state. But also there's a food stipend, and then there is a housing stipend. So the food stipend is obviously they're giving you money, okay, for you to go ahead and have food weekly, because obviously you're working and you're traveling. So they're giving you a certain amount of money each week so that you can have food, whether that you get groceries, you buy out to eat food, it's up to you. They're giving you this money, okay? The stipend, both the house stipend and the food stipend, is non-taxed, okay? The only thing that is taxed is your hourly rate. That is taxed, okay? But everything else is non-taxed. So obviously, like I said, it's used for you to eat and stuff like that, okay? So then with the housing stipend, like I said and mentioned before, it's really up to you if you want to get the housing yourself, or if you prefer to have the agency get it for you. Now keep in mind, if you have the agency find a house for you or find a living situation for you when you travel to that state, you will not get the you will not get the house stipend, and you will have less money weekly. You'll only have your hourly rate and your food stipend. So keep that in mind. And I know a lot of travel social workers that I've watched and done a lot of research on, whether it was on YouTube or did my own researching online, it's always recommended you do the house stipend, because you can always, if you get a certain, let's hypothetically speak, okay, I don't really know how much the housing stipend is, but if it's $1,000, let's say it's like $500 a week or something. I know it's kind of high, but $500 a week. And let's say that you have a roommate and you can bunk with somebody, and then you can go ahead and split that rent, so it's not so much, so you're saving money in the end. So that's something to think about, whether you want to find your own housing or if you want the agency to. So if you want to find your own housing, there are so many resources out here that can help you find that, and I would be more than welcome to give you guys some of these resources that you can utilize for yourself when you're in the field and you want to find housing. I'll also put these in the description box down below so that you guys can go ahead and look on these yourself and research yourself and just take a better look at it. I'm just going to give like a quick little detail of it and move forward from it. So once again, it's going to be in the description box. Okay, so these are areas that you can just live on your own, and you know, you'll be able to find some homes to rent while you're on the traveling job or your assignment. So there's junehomes.com, there is furnishedfinder.com, and there's airbnb.com. okay, these are all places that you can go online, find housing for yourself, just by yourself, and then you can go ahead and rent it out for however long. I'm sure it's really easy to access. I went and looked. It doesn't seem that hard to, you know, get a home to rent, or an apartment, or whatever, condo, whatever you decide to rent, okay? And then let's say you want to save some money and you don't want to be by yourself, so you have made the decision you want to bunk with someone, which is really smart, because a lot of travel social workers that I've watched on YouTube or have done my own research on, they all have roommates because it's cheaper. You're saving so much more money. If you're living in California, rent's going to be high anyways, so you may be paying $1,000 or even $2,000, you know what I'm saying, for like one bedroom or maybe a house or something, and you be able to split that with someone and pay $500 each, which is way cheaper, okay? I don't know the full cost of California, just know in certain parts it's expensive as heck. So places that you want to have a roommate with and you want to find a roommate, they have Bungalow, okay? That's a great website. Common. or you can just do a hotel. So Bungalow and Common are two great places that you can go on the website, and they will help you find someone to room with while you're there, whether it be another travel social worker. Heck, it might even be a travel nurse, you don't know. Or maybe it's just someone that needs somewhere to stay and they're gonna rent along with you. And sometimes people just stay in a hotel because maybe it's cheaper, or you just don't want to go through the route of having to go through all that of, you know, renting somewhere, and you just prefer to just get a hotel and keep it simple. Or maybe it's cheaper to get a hotel. Go ahead and do you, boo. Ain't nobody stopping you. But these are just some options I just wanted to give you guys for resources. So also, we got to think about transportation when you're doing travel social work, okay? Because you can either drive to this location if it's further, obviously not within the state that you're living in, or maybe you want to fly, okay? So if you're flying, and let's say you're staying at a hotel, you can easily call the sales person or the sales department at the hotel, tell them that you're a travel social worker for an assignment, and they can help you find deals for airplane fares, which I thought was really cool. And you know, that's really nice, because then you don't have to stress and worry about like, okay, what airport am I gonna go through, who am I gonna fly through. They're gonna help you and give you a discounted rates, okay? Or let's say you decide you want to do the old school route and just drive and just enjoy that mini vacation before you start the job, okay? If you want to drive, there are numerous car rental places that you can rent through, of course, like Nationwide Enterprise, Hertz. And then of course a lot of airports have car rental places inside. So that's it for this video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big fat thumbs up, and I hope you guys have a great day, and see you guys next time. Bye.